Welcome back to another awesome training video. My name is Dean John Wilson. I'm the head mentor of the VCA. Thanks for joining me. Today's video is largely centered around getting more traffic into your spotlight and having way more success on the other side of that from industry creatives, agents, casting directors, producers, and people who are viewing your spotlight. What I'm seeing in the industry a lot is people get overwhelmed with the amount of content, and it can be a little convoluted and confusing once they get inside of there. So something that I've come up with, this method, this formula that I teach and have all of my one-to-one premium members use and do inside of their spotlight, it's seen way more upside potential and very, very little downfall, and had a lot of success with it. I want you to start and think about your spotlight page. Here in the UK, Spotlight, and over in the US, they use Actors, Access, and various other platforms. But we're just going to look at Spotlight today. This is the holy grail. This is your shepherd. This is the platform that all agents use and you, as the performer, use to submit yourselves for jobs and to ultimately get your foot in the door and be seen by various casting and producers and industry creatives. A lot of people ask me, should I have a vocal reel on there or a media reel on there? Now, the very short answer is both. You should definitely have both on there. But if it's taking up too much time and you want to use something that has way more potential and it has way more impact and way more success with that, it's having a visual on there. You don't have to go away and spend thousands of pounds on a show reel, because most people are doing that, and you want to be doing something that separates you and makes you stand out from everyone else. Now, having material on there that is you in a studio, you in your bedroom, everyone has a smartphone, good lighting, good framing, you sounding good, you're acting good. It shows what the casting director can expect from you when you come into the room. We're not looking for a perfect, polished performance in this material that you're putting out there. And you can swap and change it whenever you want. Obviously, with a decent coach in the industry who has a bunch of experience that can guide you and can really give you bespoke coaching and tailor and make sure that it's extremely personalized for you and for Spotlight, can make it look super sexy, super slick, and really professional. We can get that content out there rather than doing a 7-minute show reel that you've got from whenever you've done stuff, abroad, here in the UK. That's good, and you should absolutely have that on there. But for the purposes of this training, what I want you to do, if you already have that content, is go through it, that 7-minute show reel that you have, and cut it up. Cut it up into 90-second little powerful reels that showcases you in the best possible light. Just because you have that content, if you don't feel like it's a good representation of you, just archive it. You don't need it on there. More is more, and it's always good to have more content, but it's better to have content that really appeals to that particular casting director or that agent or industry creative. So go in, chop that up, and use it sporadically through your Spotlight page. And what I'm going to show you in today's training is how to make your Spotlight look really professional, help industry creatives navigate themselves around your Spotlight. I want you to think about your Spotlight being like a social media page. Now, everyone's attention span in today's world has gotten so much shorter. Would you agree? I'm sure you would. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, all of that. It's 30 second, 60 second, 90 second, no more than 90 second to keep the viewer's attention. And that's what we want to be looking at, the attention span. So I want you to go away either record some material, 30 seconds to 90 seconds, of you sounding your best, you performing your best, all of your highlights. I want you to think about your spotlight being like a highlight reel, yeah? All of your best bits, as opposed to putting a 4-minute version of a song out of your rep. Just get the best bits from it. Because what we want agents to do, if we put ourselves in the agent's shoes, the agent deals with hundreds, if not thousands, of emails per week, all saying very similar messaging with these 7-minute vocal reels or show reels. They're jumping into meetings, Zoom calls, picking up calls, calling people back. They're extremely busy. So for them to sit down and listen to your really polished version of a musical theatre show reel, which is, again, 5 to 7 minutes long, they're probably not going to get to your best bits. It might look great, framing and polished and professional, but they're probably not going to get to your best bits. Why? Because their attention span is like everyone. They just don't have the time. So treat your spotlight like a highlight reel. And today, what I'm going to show you is how to create thumbnails to really help the industry creative, that traffic coming into your spotlight, to help them navigate themselves around your spotlight page effectively and efficiently, to ultimately get your foot in the door, because that's what we want, so that you land that audition from that submission from your agent, or whether you submit yourself if you're self-represented. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into Canva, which is the program we are going to be using today. So on the left panel, as you can see here, what we're going to do is we're just going to upload firstly a headshot. I'm going to use this for the purposes of this training. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is, if you are a pro user, click the image. I think it's about 70 quid for the year, I think. Background remover. If you don't have the pro version of this, Google free background remover. There's a couple of little steps that you'll have to do, exporting it and saving it and then re-uploading. But if you want a free workaround, do that. But for speed, we're just going to do this. I'm just going to make this nice and large. Drop me there. Obviously, there's a lot of noise going on around here. Your headshot will be a lot easier and a lot cleaner. Make it nice and big. Next thing we're going to do is bottom left-hand corner, background. There's loads. Be really creative. You can use whatever you want, but I'm just going to use this one for now. The next thing you're going to do is bring the transparency of the background down to about 60%. Yeah, because we don't want the background to be too popping. Yeah, the main thing is you and the text that we're going to use. Jump into heading, and we're just going to move this up to, you get these little guidelines that drop in here, and we're just going to type in musical theatre. You can use any font you want. I like Anton. And then the next thing you're going to do, if you're using Anton, I would say make it all uppercase as well. And then spacing. This is a good one. So in letter spacing, because we're using Anton, do minus 35. There we go. It just gives that nice block effect. Pull that back into there. And then if you click on the text itself and just click Command C and then Command V, look at that. You get the same text and you can just drop it underneath. But underneath, it's going to be song title. just drop that here. And then again, copy. Make sure it's highlighted, copy. And then V for paste. Bring that underneath. And then yeah, so the show it's from, you get the idea. Yeah, drop that there. Just move that back a little bit more. There we go. And then copy it all and drag it down. Make it nice and big. Now from here, I mean, that looks fine as is, but if you do want to play around and be really creative with fonts and effects, I'll take you through a couple now. So we're just going to use musical theatre. Double tap all of this and then come up to effects. One that I like to use is splice. And in here, you can use any color that you want, but let's just change the gray to maybe a red. It's very full on. Just change the thickness of that. There we go. So as you can see, something like that. Again, just be really creative. You can do it for all of them. I would say, you know, it doesn't need to be overly loud, and I would just choose 2 colors. There's a number of different effects that you can use on the free version of Canva itself. But now when we zoom out, because it's going to be either on their mobile device or when it goes onto Spotlight, these are the thumbnails that, you know, if it's a musical theatre song, whatever the song is and from whatever show it is, it'll be 90 seconds of that, you in your bedroom, in your studio, singing that. And it's the best bits of this. And they're able to go, oh, well, I'm casting Dear Evan Hansen, or I'm casting a Rodgers and Hammerstein show. They're singing I Have Dreamed. That's perfect. Let me see them for Carousel that I'm casting, because they're singing a very a similar genre and similar style of musical. So let's just zoom out to 20%, I think it is. Maybe a little less than that. Yeah, so roughly, don't quote me, but roughly that's what it's going to look like. Yeah, so as you can see on your screen now, you can see that it's musical theatre, song title, I Have Dreamed, and the show is The King and I. Well, that's perfect if they're casting for Billy Bigelow in Carousel. Let's listen to just 30 seconds, 90 seconds of I Have Dreamed. And if you look good, you sound good and all of that, it's just, again, it's just getting your foot in the door in a really efficient way. So they can say, yes, 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 let's do that. So once you've done that, once you've done that, how's that doing now? Zoom back in to 100%. Top right hand corner, save it. And save this as Spotlight thumbnail template. So the idea behind this, you're going to have 7, 10 different pieces of content inside of your Spotlight, but they all want to remain the exact and use the exact same template. So this is the template. So once you've completed your template, save it, and when it comes to uploading a pop rock song or a classical speech or a contemporary musical theatre song or whatever that piece of content is, upload it to Canva, open the thumbnail saved as whatever you want to save it as, template, Spotlight, thumbnail template, and then you can just go in and change the text inside of there. The headshot wants to remain the same and the backdrop wants to remain the same. The reason for this, it doesn't want it to be too noisy inside of Spotlight. Clean, slick, simple, but really eye-catching, eye-grabbing, attention-grabbing, so that they can navigate themselves around your Spotlight page. and it just makes you come across way more professional as well. So give it a go and let me know in the comments below how you get on, or email me djw@voicecoachacademy.com. My inbox is always open to you. This is a platform where I share knowledge and wisdom and value for free off my own back in between my clients that I've got on a day-to-day basis. And if you like this material and there are other stuff that you want to see, just drop them in the comments below. I'll read them all, and it's really helpful for me. I've got a bunch of stuff that I come across and stuff that I shoot. I do this all pretty much in one take, minimal editing, and it's all for you, just so that you can, if you're feeling a little stuck, it's to get you unstuck and in the driving seat and just absolutely flying in this industry, because they don't teach this at drama school. They don't really teach this. You're kind of left to your own devices. So I want this platform to be specifically for you. I have singers and background singers and people who are signed to record labels inside of here who are just interested in the voice, which is fine, which is great. My main focus around here is obviously my experience over the last 20 years has been working in and around the West End. So it's knowledge and wisdom that I've picked up along the way, and I just want to give back to you to help you get unstuck and get you absolutely flying to the stratosphere and beyond. Last little thing before I let you go is, once you've saved it, there isn't an option to upload the thumbnail directly inside of Spotlight. So the workaround with that is I use CapCut. So let me just pull my CapCut up. I'm just going to use a random video. And in the bottom left-hand corner here, if I can zoom in, I can't, here, where my cursor is, it says cover. And inside of here, you can choose something from the video itself, which obviously you're not going to. Select from video or local. Click local, and wherever you've saved your Spotlight thumbnail in, you can just click into here or drag it into here. And what it'll do is it'll put it on the front end of the video. And once you post the video inside of Spotlight, it will show up whatever thumbnail you've selected. Let me know how you get on, and I look forward to the next training video.